Hello, hello, hello. We're gonna walk and chat a little bit because it's just how I roll. Y'all tell me if the wind is too bad again. I wish you guys could see this color purple. It's like breathtaking. I don't know if you could see that. It's just such a breathtaking purple. Don't look at I can't even. It's so pretty. I thought we'd go for a little walk. Uh, I'm still in my slippers though. Give me a hello if you hear me or if I'm just randomly talking to myself. I will wait. Hey, there's Mrs. P. Hey, there's Dave Kimber. Thanks, Dave. Um, it's so nice out, you know. Hey, Rebellious. We don't get a ton of nice weather in New York, and this is like straight sun for the next week, so I am enjoying it. Hey, Dippity Doo. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Tia. And I am like overwhelmed with this getting back into school. This is my first week, and I am, hey, One Red Rose, really overwhelmed with the amount. Like obviously, but when you're out of it for 15 years and you go back, it's like, wait, what? Don't we ease into it? So I've been sorry, Mrs. P. I promise to get an email. I've been so swamped. But I will get on it tonight. So there are some case updates. And I wanted to talk a little bit about it. So I'm not sure if any of you, let me know in the chat if you were able to listen to any of the 911 call. You can hear lawnmowers and birds. Yeah, me too, Tia. It is, it's pretty intense. There is some things so what I did read today was, hey, Christy, was that this actually wasn't his first attempt at escaping prison. He also attempted to escape prison in October of 2020. Now, that date is important because when do we know that hey, Gold Star Mom, hi, Deanna. Hey, Sandy, when do we know? Sandy, if you get a chance, hop onto my community page. The 911 call is there. I'm outside now and can't do it from my phone. But that date is important. Somebody tell me why. This is pop quiz. October 2020. Hey, Irvin. I am having a wonderful, wonderful day. Pop quiz. This is part of our dialogue. Why is October 2020 important? I know Tia knows. 2 years ago, right, Sandy? I'm just going to tell you. So y'all don't think I'm just being a little jerk. October 2020 is important because that is allegedly around the time he developed a relationship with Vicky. Yep, exactly, Sandy. Exactly. I was just being cute with y'all. I am, Diana, I have been crazy busy with schoolwork. I'm a little bit overwhelmed with it starting again after 15 years. So I decided I'm going outside today before I crunch time. So I didn't know that until just now, but according to Connie Ridgway's son, this is not the first time that he escaped from prison or tried. It was again in October 2020. I don't know if that's the exact date that they hooked up, but I do think it's ironic that it's 2020 at all because we do know that that is the time that the relationship was alleged to be developed. Now, that makes things a little bit crazier because, I mean, that's just one more reason that proves to me that he was using her. Now, why they waited this long, I don't know, unless, it took that amount of time because he went back and forth to the other prison, to this one, or what. But the other thing is, if you did listen to the 911 call, what was kind of crazy is, I don't know about y'all, but she didn't sound like a person that wanted to end the way she did. Now, the autopsy report did come back. It did show it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. They pulled it out of the car with the gun in hand. He was driving. You can tell that in the 911 call. So it did come back self-inflicted gunshot wound. It was, labeled a suicide. I don't know. I guess it is what it is, right? But you can. Oh man, Gold Star. It's on. I think it's on my community tab, but you can hear her saying. One of the first things I heard her saying was "stop, stop." Uh, the she said the airbags. I gotta sit because I can't see y'all. Plus, I'm gonna make you dizzy. She said that the airbags. Really? Then why was she saying stop, stop? You hear her say stop. Okay. You hear her say stop. She says the airbags are going to kill us. She said we should have stayed at the hotel and let's just run. She was driving. Well, now that got interesting. Oh, Tia, is that what it was? Oh, that explains it. I was a bit confused as to what was going on. So she was telling them to stop ramming it. Exactly, Gold Star Mom. That was my one takeaway. Well, off several was that she definitely didn't sound like somebody that was going to want to offer so. UPS? Did I order something? Hold on, y'all. I don't know. I ordered a nut cup for my son. Is that what it is? That's so boring. The gun was in her left hand then when they got it from her. Okay. All right, a package.
How are you?
Good. How are you? I can't remember what I ordered, but thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Um. So she was driving. Gun was in her left hand. She tells the police to stop ramming her. Now, did she say, was she saying to you, because I didn't listen to it with earphones yet, so it was hard. Was she saying, I'm sorry, Bug, that they should have stayed at the hotel? I mean, we clearly hear her say, let's just run. Well, my mind is blown right now. See, I wish UPS wouldn't drive by because then I get all distracted. Yeah, I thought the gun was fingers still on the trigger. They said they pulled her out. They said they pulled her out with it, but I thought they went and got the gun first because they were saying, like, get the gun, get the gun. That's what she said. The last thing we hear is the actual wreck, I think. You hear her go, like, kind of scream. And so what people are saying was that it, okay, Shay. Hey, Shay, was that I might have to go inside. The sun's so bright. And my ADD is really bad today. Okay, I'm going inside. I can't see y'all. There we go. We'll just sit here. Now I can see you. Finger was still on the trigger. Get back to the hotel. Let's just run. Yep. You're welcome. This is what she said. Think gun. Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought, Sandy. That's what I thought. I mean, I guess then it would make sense she did self-inflicted. I just still have so many questions. The 2020 escape is a question in itself because, hey, Candy Kisses, like, he should have never been back in that prison at all. We do too, Candy Kisses. Why would she say you're welcome? Why would she say you're welcome? Sorry, y'all. If I'm being quiet, I'm thinking through it with you. Why would she say you're welcome? Did she crash on purpose? She shot through her head, Gold Star. It said that he had a little bit of a wound on the back of his head, but it seemed to be from the crash. I don't know if you all had a chance to see one of the images that was released today of him in his outfit, but he has the creepiest look where he's looking in the same way that he looked in a mugshot, one of his mugshots where he's like looking up. It was pretty insane. Shay, so we thought that, but then, oh, Candy Kisses, right. Um, then multiple things have said it was her. You're welcome. Unless she meant like, unless she crashed on purpose. I mean, I know the ditch was there and she was being rammed, but maybe she knew like he wasn't going to let her stop. They weren't going to go back to the hotel. He wasn't going to let her get out and run. So maybe she was just like, here we go. This is it. Oh, no, Gold Star. She passed on 2 nights ago at 7:06. Yeah, Christy, that picture showed me that this is a giant game for him. It really did, because he is smart enough, I think, to know some of it. Like that image, I think, was done on purpose. Her legs are under the dash for the driver's side. Okay. Um, it said he spoke to the judge long enough to say he had proper counsel. Pretty standard. Um, I don't think he has talked much more than that at this point since he got counsel. Uh, it's just kind of crazy. Hey, X amount of words. Yeah, it is Gold Star, especially at the close range she was at. I think for me, like now that makes more sense of her saying stop. If she was saying stop to the police for ramming her with the trucks, and then she was, um, I think she, I don't know, it sounded like she's, then she says, you're well, really, Tia? He says something like time's up, and she's, could she have wrecked the car on purpose so that he couldn't shoot out? Did she stop the shootout? Because, I mean, make no mistake, she cared about law enforcement. She was one of them. Him saying, if he said time's out, I did, Sandy, I saw that he is, guess what? He is back in Alabama. Not only is he back in Alabama, he is being transferred to the prison that he got shanked 3 times and absolutely hates being at. And that right there makes me really happy. Hey, Kathy Joe. Kathy Joe, I want your thoughts on the audio. Oh, y'all. So I was going to do an open panel, and I still might, but Cher is having a really big one. So she kind of had suggested like we go, like I would go over there and go on it. And I think that would really be good because there's a ton of different perspectives in a larger chat. And I got to find out what time it is. About 30 minutes ago. I think they had a plan and she followed through, but he didn't. That makes sense. Do you think she really wanted to end it in a shootout? Oh, good, Shelma. Okay. He is going to, unless they put him in solitary, he is going to get. He was not well liked before, and I can't imagine he's going to be well liked now. It broke my heart hearing that. I mean, I know she didn't. I know that, there was one post that I saw that was like talking about how she was in hell and all this stuff. And I mean, I'm not going to go there. It's not for me to judge. That's not me. But I mean, I don't like to see anybody to hear anybody's last moments like that, regardless. He is in his own cell, I figured, so I think she was genuinely scared. I do, Tia. I think, given the autopsy report that they've said that this is what happened, I think she generally made a rash decision because she knew it was over. She knew it had gone way further, I think, than she ever thought it could. Like, I know she thought it was going to go that far, but I think that when it finally happened and she realized it was over, I think she definitely panicked. Um, Kathy Joe, he just went to, can somebody remind me of I think it's like the Donald Peterson or some sort of jail. It's the maximum security jail where he was actually shanked there before 3 times. And he hated that jail. So that's actually why he kept, because they hated him there, why he kept getting back to Lauderdale jail. Right, Salem? I know. I know. It's, no, I hear you. Hey, Sam, trust me, those questions are very, very, yeah, and her, yeah. Okay. Kathy Joe, really? Would you go over there and get some questions? I've heard you stalk, so go over there and get some questions. Go ask him some questions. Yeah, I mean, to say the airbags are going to deploy and worried about dying that way, um, it's bizarre. I just don't like to hear anyone's last words. I think the fact that, okay, yeah, Gold Star, I recommend that for sure. Brace yourself. It's really hard to listen to. It's the body cam is tough enough, but when you put together the words with it, it's very hard. Yeah. Yeah. I think her taking her life was kind of just a mass panic. Yeah, Shay, and I did read that it is possible that he is going to be charged with manslaughter for that. I mean, he's going away forever. I mean, he's going away for the Connie. There's so many things. Um, I had spent some time researching his brother and stuff. So his brother, if you haven't looked into it yet, his brother in 2017 went into the woods. The last person that saw him was his landlord. He had just moved into this home 2 weeks ago. He wandered into the woods to help a baby deer and has never been since heard from or found. His family, they keep to this day search crew after search crew. They cannot, they've never found him in those woods. They've tried everything. Um, oh, Kathy Joe. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, Tia, a split second decision. And you're right, Shay. He wants to be there. I mean, he's been on record with his lawyer several times saying that he can't make it outside of a prison environment. And remember, he's off medication. Um, so he was a walking time bomb. I think that she, when she was out with him, I think it wasn't the love fest she thought it was going to be, if that makes sense. I think that he was pretty out of his mind. So do I, Shay. Even though he was in prison, I still think that he had something to do with it. I mean, he vanished completely, never to be seen again. Um, I have been following his brother's Facebook page because he has a missing Stephen White missing page. One of his sisters, well, Stephen's sisters, because Stephen was actually his half brother, said, "I know a lot of you have joined looking for this, but you're not going to find any information on here about him. But I'm just happy you're all here so we can figure out what happened to Steven." So I do wonder if they think he had something to do with it. He is so tall. He is so tall. And I'm telling you, that look, I know it sounds movie-ish, but I think this was all a game for him. He didn't care. If he tried it in 2020, about October of 2020, like he was just looking for the right person to manipulate to go along with his plan. It's it's nuts. And I'm confused why she was driving, I guess. No, Salem, I actually Kathy Joe, why would I? Now, if he gets a death penalty, he will be moved to Atmore. You know, someone who frequents there, but I'm not going to block you because that's actually a really funny statement. Um, Salem, hey, I actually agree with you. Look, I am actually not, my mindset is actually not of that we need to judge her and shame her because at the end of the day, she's not here to tell her side. And Cassie Joe, you make me laugh when these. And I feel for for those last words break my heart, and I feel for her mom who has to hear those. So sorry, I'm sorry, Say I'm so you never and no one ever has to worry about Kathy Joe. You don't have to behave. You're fine. Um, no one ever has to worry about voicing their opinion. If you think she's a downright dirtbag, you say it here. We don't have to agree. Okay, we don't have to agree at all. Um, we can agree to disagree and be adults. This is what true crime discussion is about. Who do you think came up with the plan? One Red Rose. I think he did. I think he had been masterminding this. I used to think it was her. Maybe she did, but he may have not. He may have given her ideas and um and then she may have come up with the concrete details. I don't know. It's hard to say. Um she worked there flawlessly for 17 years, including winning Employee of the Year or Corrections Officer of the Year this year. So I can't believe that she was as calculated and cunning as it's being said. I do think, Sandy, I think she was in a really dark place in a really deep depression. I think that the reason it took her 2 years was that she was standing by her husband's side while he was getting ready to pass. You also have to remember that they were originally divorced. Her and her ex-husband were originally divorced because he was a drug addict. We don't know her history of abuse or being manipulated by men. I can't imagine that it was a great scenario being married to a drug addict. I don't judge. I've never been married to one, so I can't speak on it. But I mean, she might have a long history of abuse. I can tell you another time too. Okay. Oh, Tia, I'm so sorry. For me, I heard, and this is personal opinion, and this is not making excuses for what she did because she definitely did wrong. I heard and what I've seen is a really broken woman who has probably led a really rough life and probably easily manipulated. Um, I think Tia might be onto something with I think there was a plan and she carried it out and he didn't. And I don't think he ever intended to carry out the plan at all. I don't. I think he played her. I think it was a game for him. And I believe the shot of him looking the way he did was to parallel and to mimic how he looked before in a shot, one of those shots. And I think he is way smarter than I ever gave him credit for. Way smarter. And I can never remember what the ones that are born with it. I think he is either a psychopath or a sociopath. I think he is extremely dangerous. And I think the only reason that he probably didn't go on a mass killing spree as soon as he got out was probably her. I don't know. Yeah, Tia, that's kind of where I'm at is that she's not here to tell her side. And regardless, a woman is dead, regardless if she's a criminal or not, she's not here to tell her side. Her mother's a victim. And I don't want her mother hearing, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I have such compassion for her. I don't know why I can't figure it out. I want to not, but I just do. Yeah, yeah, Shay. So she sold it way under. And even though they say it was well planned and stuff, everything was done very quickly and last minute if you think about it because the house sale so quick, being willing to take such a cut on it, and handing in your retirement papers the day before and stuff. So I don't know. That to me doesn't sound like a well thought out plan, because if you ask me, she would have filed those papers, the retirement papers. Um, yeah, no problem. X amount of words, of course. This is just a tough situation. There's no winners in it at all, except for this douchebag. And I'm sorry, I'm going to call him a douchebag, um, who doesn't care. Yes, Tia, exactly. So that's what has me invested. I mean, as we unplug, there's a level of wishing that there was, we want to know that there was this giant conspiracy and she didn't kill herself and he or take her life. I got to be careful. But at the end of the day, it's more for me the psychology of the why. And that's why I keep going live about it, because I think as more comes out, the more we need to dive into the why, because this isn't a lone event. I mean, this is happening very often, that guards and prisoners are falling in love or having a relationship. This just happened to be someone that took it to the next level. Um, but there's a why. I mean, let's look at even Chris Watts. How many women has he had just throwing themselves at him? There's very much a psychology to why these women and men are falling into love. Or I personally don't love the fact that there's women working in men's correctional facility, and that's not being sexist. That's just me being um, cautious, I guess, and vice. Yes, please hit the. I did, for people that were asking, post the whole PayPal and everything up there. And please, if you could, though, more importantly, hit the like and subscribe. And I will find out too when Cher's doing that open panel, because I actually think that however you feel about her or whatever, it doesn't really matter. But I think she has some really great open panels, and it would be fun. I plan on going up there and stuff. Um, I'm very invested to figuring out why. Yeah, Sandy. So that's my thought, and my husband's like, "Oh, if you say that, you're gonna get so." Yes, yes, exactly, Tia. You're gonna get so blamed for being sexist and stuff. And I was like, well, it's not a sexist thing. I said, honey, if would you want me going to a male prison and working? And he was like, absolutely not. Okay, well, there, it's not a sexist thing. It's a matter of, I'm 5'5". That guy's 6'9". I mean, like, it's just not, it's not safe, in my opinion. In my opinion, it's not a sexist thing. It's a safety thing for me. And vice versa. I think it's important to realize too, male prisoners are not the only manipulative ones. Like Mandy said, it's female prisoners are can be equally as manipulative to male guards, and male guards can be, like, it's just really hard. It's just really hard. But my main point of talking about the case today was, the people that have listened to the 911 call. If that sounded to you like a woman who was calm and cool and collected, and I thought that was a terrified woman, on knowing she was at the end and trying to find a way out without, yes, X amount of words, exactly X amount of words, trying to find out. And it would be cool to do a deep dive into the psychology of inmates. um, I heard a woman that was terrified, trying to find a way out. um, if she ran, she would have been shot, I think. I mean, isn't that kind of protocol? If you run, you get shot, right? Like, you're welcome is the interesting line, I think. I don't, Sandy, I hate MJ's life. Sandy, I really do. Exactly, one red rose. I actually think that you are onto something. I don't think she wanted a shootout with the cops. All right, Tia, enjoy the day. Um, I don't think she wanted to shoot out with the cops, because I think she genuinely did care about law enforcement. It's still kind of weird to me that she was driving, but somebody said he had been in prison so long, he's not that good of a driver. But the only thing I can think of was that she was driving so that he could easily get out to do the shootout. So, Kathy Joe is really, really good at dissecting these things. So I want to make sure she listens to the 911. She hasn't been out or on much, so I'm hoping she'll listen to that for me and give me her thoughts. MJ's life. So according to the autopsy was released last night, it was determined it was self-inflicted to the head. I think she knew how it would end. She may have hoped for a different outcome, but she went into it with knowledge. Yeah, you're probably right, Kathy Joe. I think you're right. I think she knew. Like, I think even if she told him she was going to engage in the shootout, I think she knew how it was going to end. I know, Sandy. That's the weird part. There was that picture of him too when he got thrown onto the car, where he looked like he was laughing. Somebody said it was him being in pain from the cops throwing him around, but I'm telling you, it sure did look like he was smiling. But that could just be me not liking him. That's true. That's true. I have not heard yet where they got the Cadillac. Oh, no. They did. They said the Cadillac was stolen. And the other interesting part about that is the Cadillac was stolen. So, I mean, that they would have even taken that risk. I think they knew it was all coming to an end. Yeah, MJ's life, it sounds like it. It sounds like they thought they had traveled far enough. I mean, they stayed right across the stone's throw from the police station, which you could kind of call that the world's dumbest criminals. But it seemed like they said that they were staying there. They had for 14 days until they figured out what to do next. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. So far, they found no connections with anyone in Evansville other than the homeless man that was random that they got to check them in. I have a relative in prison for life sentences for murdering four. Holy cow. Oh, wow, Jill. Holy cow. I am so sorry you went through that. That is crazy. Yeah, MJ's life. I've tried to like Duty Ron. I've never watched him before this case, but because of his ties with U.S. Marshals, and Brian Enton, their coverage has seemed to be pretty legit. I think for Brian because he's right there, like on site. But that's pretty much all I've been really following and reading different news stories. But before I announce anything, I try to make sure that it's confirmed by several people. Close to my wow, Shay, because in prison in the past, he's had lots of guards and sheriff's daughters have fallen. Wow, Jill, that's crazy. That's crazy. Do you think that he finished the plan, or do you think he chickened out and didn't finish the plan, or do you think truly that the he planned to shoot out, but the crash ended it? Because remember, the first time he tried to escape the cops, he said the same thing. Was that he was going to end it in a shootout? No, one red rose. I thought so too, but then it said the plates on the Cadillac came up stolen, or the Cadillac came up and listed as stolen. She bought the truck for $6,000, and she bought the orange spray painted vehicle. Interesting part about the truck is somebody told me last night he left his bottle drink in there, so there was DNA on it, which is weird. I don't doubt it, MJ's life, because it was 2020 when they started a relationship at some point. But the interesting part, MJ's life, hey, Sherry, that I found out today was that he actually has tried to escape once before in October of 2020. My guess is very, very unsuccessfully because we haven't heard it up to this point. But Connie Ridgway's son came forward with that information, which is pretty wild. But I don't know if he just chickened out on the plan or if he's just a big talker. because literally the first time he escaped ended the same way, or not escaped, tried to run from the cops. He crashed in a mobile home yard and came out saying that put was put in witness protection. Holy cow, Jill. Wow. Wow. Well, I don't doubt that, Jill, because he did not fare well the first time that he was in jail, because this specific jail that he's going back to, he absolutely hates. And that's one of the reasons he kept trying to go back to the other prison. In fact, his mother-in-law claims that ex-mother-in-law, that he told her, no, his mother, excuse me, he told her that he did not really kill Connie, that he said that to go back to Lauderdale and stay out of the prison he was at. I don't buy that, but he said that or it's alleged that he was like shanked like 3 times in the prison he's in now. So apparently he is by himself in a single cell. And said he didn't know how to live outside. Yeah, Sandy, I've heard that. Yeah, I think so too, Sherry. I think she was really, really devastated too after her husband's death. I mean, I don't know. Um, yeah, Sandy, I've heard that from lots of different inmates, former stories and stuff, that it is very hard to live outside of jail. And a lot of them want to go back into prison. He had been living a double life that would amaze people. Wow, Jill, that's crazy. Y'all, side story, not even kidding you. It's funny. In 8th grade middle school, they took us to jail for career day. It makes me second guess my school growing up. They took us to jail for career day. Obviously, they wanted us to view the jail and corrections officers and stuff. But I got to tell you, it is kind of funny when people are like, "What did you ever do for career day in middle school?" I'm like, "We went to the jail." I know, Sherry, she had her mother and dog. And there is so little info out there. Kathy Joe, if you're still watching me, um, her brother is Stephen Paul White, Florence, Alabama. If you get any good tips. Kathy is so good at research. Hey Vicky, I'll try to like say something, and then all of a sudden, like before I'll come in with something that is like, I think, breaking news, and the next thing I know, she's like, "Yes, I heard that already." Yeah, I'm looking that up, Jill. Um wow. So yeah, so that's kind of where we're at on this case. Been on panel, but I could tell you sometime he was doing terrible things. Definitely, Jill. We are going to have an open panel. I've got massive amounts of schoolwork tonight, so I can't do that. And I told Cher I would come up on her panel, but I'm going to do it at some point this week, if given I can get my schoolwork done in order to go away this weekend. Um, she was nice looking and fine. Yeah, I mean, she was a decent looking older woman. She was what, 60 or close to 60? I don't know about this guy's upbringing. This guy, yeah, I haven't heard much about his like upbringing per se. I guess I'll have to look into that a little bit. I just, like the 2008 X. I do, Shay. It's on my about page. Um, yeah, they were quite an age different. I had to unmute. I was muted. Um, yeah, that's pretty crazy. So that's the updates on that case. But I got a funny story to share with y'all. Well, thanks, Sherry. Thanks, Sherry. I do have a funny Parker story that I think will make a lot of you laugh, or it made me laugh, or it made my husband laugh and my children. But so last night I kept, yeah, I unmuted now. Last night, all of a sudden, there was this massive like thunderstorm and raining. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's raining. I left the downstairs window open. Deputy, the apprehension. Hold on one second. Oh, wow. All right, Jill, I'm going to look that up. So I go run downstairs to shut off, like to shut all the windows, and I look out and it's like as peaceful as possible. And I'm like, what in the world? Why isn't it raining here? I go back upstairs thinking I'm hearing something, and all of a sudden it's raining again. And so I'm flipping out, running from room to room because it's raining, but it's only raining upstairs and it's not raining outside. And I'm like, I wake my husband up. I'm like, there's a leak. Water is pouring in somewhere. And I wake the kids up and I'm like, guys, get up. Do you hear the water? It's flowing from somewhere. And then I finally get my husband to like, become conscious again. And I'm like, it's raining, but it's not raining outside. It's only raining up here. And do you know that they thought it would be funny to screw with my head? And so they put like multiple Bluetooth speakers in their rooms and connected them via Bluetooth. And they turned on a thunderstorm rain sound app. I'm not even kidding you guys. I thought I was losing my mind because it was raining in my house upstairs only. I wanted to kill them all. I was like, what in the world you were thinking? And they were like, I don't know. We were talking about pranks with Daddy and we just thought that this would be really funny. Not funny at all. Oh my gosh. It was, though. It is really good now I look back at it, but I must look like a lunatic running around looking for the rain, that it was only raining in our house upstairs. Gosh. Yeah, it was a good one, too. It is pretty good, but at the time I was a little bit mad, but then I just started laughing because they were laughing so much. But my husband literally fell asleep and just forgot that like that they had originally planned this prank, and I guess my daughter turned on the machine or turned on the app, and we have these little Bluetooth speakers, so it was just raining upstairs. And I was shutting the windows, and yeah, it's not nice at all. No, Jill, but I bet that could happen. We are LFT. Good to see you. I also saw that on somebody's Mountain Girl, I think it was True Crime, her community post. That's a true story that somebody just, a man just died from a heart attack while burying his wife, like burying his wife after killing her. Can I just say, is that there is no better karma in the world than that happening. Like, I thought that was hilarious. Oh my gosh. But yes, my kids are quite the jokesters. That is karma. Like, Jill, Minnesota, is it nice yet there? Like, you're burying your wife because you just murdered her, and all of a sudden, like, oh, and you just, boom, gone. The Ocean Wave version somehow started playing on my phone once on a drive out of state. We pulled over and checked the tires. See, Kathy Joe gets it. Those apps, they sound so real. They sound so real. I saw that story on Evil Exists. I'll have to look it up, Jill. And I'm going to look up that Eric you were speaking of. Oh, Jill, yucky. Well, I will pray for some sunshine. I'd be content with this weather all summer, but I know that's not going to be the case. The humidity is going to kick in. So, well, hey, y'all, I'm going to get going and see if my son needs a ride or something, or to tell me he wants me to pick him up, which is most likely the case because I'm his taxi. And I will be back later and find out what time that live is, and we'll keep digging into his ex-wife and his brother, as well as kind of keep dissecting the psychology behind all of this and other women and men that fall in love with prison. And obviously, there's a huge want for people on panel. Like Jill will tell her story. That'd be crazy and all this. So, wow, weird, Jill. Weird. All right, y'all. Have a really good day. Enjoy your weather if you can, and smile at somebody. All right, y'all. Bye.